Hello, good morning. Good morning to everybody. I'm wearing a Christmas shirt today because I'm about to give 25,000 points away to somebody today, so got 250 quid worth, so that'll be Christmas for them, don't you think? So why I'm doing a video, doing a couple of videos actually, to go over a couple of things. I think yesterday I cracked up a little bit on the old on the live stream. Got a bit upset because of what somebody had said, and well, it wasn't because of what somebody had said. I'm not going to blame that person for what they said. They asked an innocent enough question. It's just that I got a little bit upset because I had to lose Kelly. Kelly's been with me for quite a while, and I feel this kind of thing personally. I take it hard. I take it really hard because I'm a loyal kind of person, and I don't like losing anybody, especially for financial reasons at the end of the day, and that's what it boils down to. I had to do this out in the garden because I knew I'm going to raise my voice, so it's no good doing it in the house, it'd be too loud, and I needed a bit of fresh air, a bit of subliminal. So let's cover this, shall we? Let's be very clear about something. I've been doing buying and selling for 50 years. My skill, my learning, my expertise, my experience has all been in supply and demand. And lower level, I'm not talking big conglomerate level, I'm talking lower level. You know, I don't profess to be any more than I am because I've got to the stage of losing Kelly. Now, the one thing I'm not going to apologise for at this stage is I will not apologise for trying to make a few quid. I will not apologise for coming up with a few ideas. I will not apologise for coming up with a really stupid and ridiculous idea tomorrow, if that's what I do, and it doesn't work. I will try again and again and again and again and again. No one talks about the 1,000 light bulbs that never worked. Everybody talks about the one that did. Even he said that when he invented it. No one talks about all the ones that didn't work and all the time I spent on that. Everybody talks about the one that did. Now, I will hammer and hammer and hammer and hammer until I've got no energy to hammer anymore. Let's be clear about something, shall we? I say that a lot. Let's be clear, let's be clear, let's be clear. If you were to sit me down and come with me, any one of you, excuse me, if you come and sit down with me with a solicitor or an accountant, they will both take one look at my books. They will look at me across the table and they will say, you've got to fold. You've got to give up. You've got to fold. You can't keep going. But I won't. I won't stop unless I legally have to stop. For as long as I can legally keep going, I'm going to keep going. There are too many people that have invested too much in me. I won't let that go. So I'm not going to apologise when I come up with a harebrained idea, because some harebrained ideas, they work. Now, something I took a little bit of stick for was the fact that I bought the royalmint.tv domain name, and I bought that for 50 quid. Well, less than 50 quid, 40 quid. Pardon me. I've then linked that Royal Mint domain name to the Royal Mint playlist on our YouTube, which we will use for competitions. And I've put that Royal Mint domain name up for £1 million on eBay. Ha 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 ha. What a knob. Ha ha ha. You idiot. And ha ha ha. Anything else you can think of? Think of a couple of names. Right? What a stupid idea. Stupid. But I've sold 4 shares at £100 each. To people that know that I paid less than 50 quid for the domain name, they have all 4 of them, out of 100 so far, have bought a £100 share in the Royal Mint TV domain name. And they know I only paid less than 50 quid for it. And they know what is the chances of the Royal Mint coming along and going, all right, I'll buy it. Maybe little to none. But I believe if we make enough noise, if we at some point get in the papers, or now with the idea that we've got at the moment, which helps us get, I mean, the video that we've tested it on Facebook is now up to over 8,000 views. So we now have a way of getting more and more attention to the videos. So what do you think is going to happen when I start using the Royal Mint videos that we do, and the treason, and the one with the little lorry, that I did in the video explaining it all? What do you think is going to happen when that starts getting some serious attention? They're not going to bother at the moment whilst we're just getting a couple of thousand hits. They don't care. They treat us like a little gnat. We're nothing to them. But when you start getting 20, 30, 40, 50,000 hits to a video, oh, do people take notice then? Oh yes. Yes, 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 do they take notice then? So do I believe that one day they will be forced or compelled to buy it for $1 million or more? I might even put the price up. So yes, I do think that at some stage in the future they'll have no choice. Just like if I manage to get to court, if I manage to get them into court, I have no doubt that I can sue them and 288 Group for £10,000 a day minimum, going back to November 2017. That's what I believe. And I've got a solicitor on the case who doesn't think too differently from me. He did question the £10,000 a day, and I explained to him, okay, I'm quite happy to forget the £10,000 a day, and what we do is we get a forensic accountant in, and we get that accountant in to see how much money I would have actually made had I had access to the same product at the same price at the same time. Would I have made more than £10,000 a day? That's the gamble that someone's going to have to take. They're either going to have to agree my figure of £10,000 a day, or they're going to have to contest it. And if they contest it, it could come out to more than that. Because I based it on one coin, Stephen Hawkins. That's what I based it on, one coin. I know what we did when 288 Group didn't have Stephen Hawkins because they messed up and they put it on sale a minute past midnight and they lost out. Their delivery from the Royal Mint was held up as a bit of a, you know, slap on the wrist for them. So £10,000 a day to me is quite realistic. I mean, I know it goes into the millions, but to me it's realistic. So sooner or later I think they'll want to buy it. And if and when they do, if they never buy it, you put the 100 quid in on the basis that you're just putting 100 quid in and giving it to me, basically. Here you are, Ian, here's 100 quid, and I'll have a little wry smile on my face that every time I see your domain name used online, I own 1/200th of it. That's it. Look at it that way. That's all you're paying. Now, in the future, if I sell it, that £100 share turns into £5 grand. You could call me the biggest joke in the country, but what if I'm not wrong? What if I actually know what I'm talking about? What if my knowledge of supply and demand and one thing and another actually leads to us selling that to them for £1 million? Every single person that bought a share in that is going to be dancing to the moon and back. So no, I'm not going to apologise to anybody for coming up with these ideas. These ideas are what will help me turn things around. You know, you can keep picking at me, some of you, for the ideas that I come up with and laughing at me. Yeah, of course you can. Ha 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 ha. And you can choose, some of you, to have nothing to do with us because of what happened over Christmas and the Warren issue and all the rest of it, which I'll come to again, because what's happening there is disgusting. I mean, you've now got him, he is seriously threatening physical bodily harm to people that are disabled and vulnerable, and that's why I've blocked people that are still going off and buying in to his rhetoric. Because if you support somebody that is low enough to attack disabled person after disabled person after disabled person, then you deserve to get what's coming. And I don't want nothing to do with any of the people that are buying into that crap, into that rubbish, into that evil way of talking and being nasty to people. I'm seeing the texts, I'm seeing the messages. People are sending me screenshots of the messages that are coming through from him, even up to this week, and they are evil. And they will continue to be evil. But I'll cover that in another one. I don't give up to people like that. I don't give in to people that point the finger and stir trouble and all the rest of it, you know. I mean, the one thing, you know, Warren's doing his best. Every other text I see, oh, you wait until I put this information out. I'm going to bring him down and I'm going to bring you down with him. Well, there ain't nothing to bring me down. There ain't no information. There is nothing that anybody knows, including him, about me that I haven't already told you on video. Because I don't care. I've got nothing to hide. I mean, I said time and time again, didn't I? I will show the insides of my arsehole if I have to. Well, actually, I did. Funny enough, in that video that I did for the Ostomate TV. Warren nearly sent us to the cleaners at Christmas. Pardon me. I mean, I was close to going anyway, and then all that crap with Warren, it nearly sent us to the cleaners. But I don't quit, I don't give up. I maintain my focus all the way through. I've been very clear all the way through. It was all over a misunderstanding. He knows it was a misunderstanding. I've seen texts where he's admitted it. It was a misunderstanding, and he's gone over the top, and he's gone too far, and all the rest of it. Well, he has gone too far, and he has gone over the top. And there are people still buying into that, and people still buying into that. I've got no time for you whatsoever. None whatsoever. And, to be honest with you, I hope you go to prison along with him. Because every single comment will now be looked at. Every comment on every video will now be looked at. Because I've made a complaint to a policeman. I've made an official complaint. I've made a complaint to the police. I'm hoping that the police now get involved. And every comment that you've ever made, if you've made a comment that has G'd him on, if you've made a comment that has wound him up so that he's gone off and attacked somebody, then you have a responsibility to play in this drama. And I hope you go to court as well. All of you that have jumped in there and backed him and backed him and backed him while he's been this nasty, I hope you go to court too. Because the police are coming. I've been very careful about what I've said and what I haven't said and one thing and another, and I only come on and I answer things now and again, but, you know, it's gone way too far. Police are involved. And those of you that joined in, and those of you that have joined in with all the evil messages, I hope you get caught. I hope you go to prison. You nasty, evil people. Anyway, I digress, as normal. Ian Glenn, you ain't got me yet. I might be dead and dying, but I've still got some fight in me yet. Now I've seen, you know, there's an important thing for people, customers and investors to know. Customers, if you're not bothered whether we stay in business or not, then obviously it doesn't make any difference whether you support us or not. Of course I understand that. If you don't care, well, if Ian stays in business, he does. If he doesn't, I'll go change checker. It don't matter. But that's cool. I understand that way of thinking. If you've put money into us and you're an investor and you now don't want to touch us with a barge pole, that thinking I don't understand. Because if you are someone that's put money in and you are not looking after it, i.e., when I say about investors looking after their investment, I mean put a little something in, or Get involved because you've got points, because you've been investors, so you've got points sitting there. Get involved with the auctions. Come on the stream now and again. You know, now and again. Get involved with commenting and sharing and one thing and another. Get involved a little bit. A little bit. Protect your money. Because if I do get to the stage where someone says to me, it is all over, Ian. No, Ian, legally, it's all over. There's no more. You can't do any more today. You can't do any more today, tomorrow. That's it. You're finished. Understand that. You're finished. You can't work anymore. That's it. You're done. Now it's bankruptcy. If I get to that point, everybody loses. Everybody. Everybody. Without question. Poof. Gone. Even my dad, who's now died, the money he's put in, which belongs to my stepmum, she loses. Everybody loses. Everybody that's put money in loses. Because once I'm bankrupt, I will no longer be allowed to pay back any of those debts. The law says I'm not allowed to pay back any debts whatsoever. Any money that I get hold of, in order to pay off any debts, I have to pay, a bankrupt has to pay that money to the official receiver. And the official receiver will divide it up however they see fit between the people that are there on a so much per pound basis. That's what happens in bankruptcy. What happens is they will take anything that's worth any money, and if you make any money over and above a certain amount that you're allowed to live on, then you have to give it to the official receiver, and the official receiver will pay off your debts. It could take years and years and years and even never. It is the hardest thing in the world to carry on fighting at this stage. It is hard, especially when you've got people picking at you like crows. It's hard, and digging you with sharp sticks every 5 minutes. It's hard. The easiest thing in the world, the easiest thing I could do right now, and let me tell you, it would be completely legal. I would not 100% go to prison for it. And that is to fold right now. To walk into the court tomorrow, get the paperwork, fill it in, and go bankrupt in a week's time or 6 weeks' time, whenever they gave me the hearing. That is the most sensible decision that I could make right now. And anybody, any money expert, any financial expert, any solicitor, any accountant will tell you that. If you sent one down here to have a look at our books and one thing and another, they would give you the answer to that question and say the most sensible thing that man could do is go bust right now. Right now. In order to stay in my house. That's the best thing that I can do. In order to have money in my pocket. That's the best thing that I can do. Because then I could go out and buy a new shirt instead of throwing them away each time I bleed all over them. I would have better health. My health would be a lot better if I quit now. And it's the easiest thing to do. Anybody phoning me up or giving me hassle would just be directed to the official receiver. Legally, I can take all of that stress away from me overnight. And I refuse to do it. I refuse to take the easy way out. And I get slated for it on a daily basis. I refuse to take the easy route that's going to be all right for me and make me all right, Jack. I'm all right, Jack. So do everybody else. Look after number one. I refuse to do that. I will fight and keep fighting until my last, for myself, my family, my investors, my customers. I will fight for everybody. Now, you all have a clear choice. You know, your choice is give us hand or not. And you can't be berated for whichever step you take. If you don't want to give us hand, you can't be berated for that. And if you do want to give us hand, you shouldn't be berated for that either. Once we've sold, I'm not even going to say if now, because I totally believe that they will start, I will sell. If not, I don't sell all of them. I reckon I will sell all of them. Pardon me. Pardon me. If we've got 100 shares sold, it makes it impossible for the mint to take us to court to demand that we give them the domain name for free. Because in order to take 101 people to court, it will cost them more than £1 million. It's simple mathematics. The amount of money it will cost to take 101 people to court is a phenomenal amount of money and will cost a lot more than £1 million. So if and when that stage comes, the advice that they're going to be given at the time will be, well, it will cost you more than £1 million to get it for free, so you might as well buy it for £1 million. Bite the bullet and swallow your pride. That's the information they'll be given at some stage. Think about it. Just think about it. And by doing that, that gives me the money to last for another 2 months if I get them sold. Why is it so important that I do that anyway? And why aren't you concentrating on coins? You're supposed to be a coin man. Well, I am, and I still have a lot of stock left, but at the end of the day, there's an awful lot of things I've got to prove. And one of them is literally making money from nothing. I am one of those people that if I had a load of lemon trees in my garden and I've got no job, then I'll make lemons, I'll make lemonade, and I'll sell lemons. That's what I've got access to. So I work with what I've got access to. We paid less than 50 quid for a domain. We've sold 4 shares in that. That's 400 quid. That's a 350, £60 profit on that. Now that has helped us massively. We sell another 96 of those, and that is the next 2 months. That at least guarantees we stay in business for the next couple of months while I continue working on it. And if within say a fortnight from now I can start getting us 40, 50,000 hits per video, then you know our income is going to go up. But my elastic band is breaking and I need a little bit more help, and I'm not embarrassed to say I need some help, because if I don't get that help, we are going to go under. And yet it's just a fine line, and we only need just that little bit more help. We have got the promise of some money coming in, but it's not quite here yet. So to the people that want to point the finger, no, I'm not gonna apologise for coming up with ideas that some people don't like. I'll come up with an idea. I'll explain what I'm doing with that idea. I will tell you in layman's terms exactly how I'm running that idea, what's involved, what you're going to get, what you've got to put in, and leave it up to you to decide on whether you want to buy into that idea or not. I can tell you a lot of the ideas that we've come up with have worked. They have worked. But at the same time, you've got to appreciate the fight that we've been under. I mean, you know, there's the fight with the Elf, the fight with 288, the fight with Royal Mint, the fight with what Warren caused at Christmas. Warren did a lot of damage at Christmas. And if it wasn't for the damage that Warren did at Christmas, I would have got out of this by now. Because I would have had a team of CJs, I would have had a community of people that wasn't divided, and we would be a lot stronger, a lot more better, financially better off now. I'm not blaming it on Warren. I'm not blaming all my woes on Warren, and I certainly ain't blaming the fact that we might go under on Warren. What I am saying is quite clearly, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have this problem right now. Because I thought I knew what I was doing until it all exploded and went pear-shaped. And it took things like me doing videos of the actual conversations between the two of us, because he kept misquoting and wrong contexting and saying part of a message and one thing and another just to make me look bad. So many things just to make us look bad, and he's been caught out so many times. You know, he said on video that he didn't threaten anybody, and yet he said on video that he threatened to punch Chris Dyer's head in. Well, Chris Dyer's a disabled man on crutches. I mean, you know, he's admitted that he's done these things on his own videos. He forgets. We have a stream every day, 11 till 1. That stream is keeping us going. Somebody said in an email to John yesterday about why is he bothering with all these videoing, why ain't he concentrating on the coins, why ain't he doing this, why ain't he doing that. It's important that you know what I'm doing is I'm trying to save the bloody business. That's what I'm trying to do. If that means I've got to go on YouTube every day from 11 till 1 to do it, I'll do it. And if I have to go on YouTube or Facebook every day from flipping 11 o'clock until 6 o'clock, I'll do it. You've seen me do it. If I have to do that to save it all, I'll do whatever it takes. That's what you bought into. You bought into somebody that will do whatever it takes, that is loyal and that won't run away. And I need to see results sometimes. I need to see those results. So when I come up with an idea, like this one with the share of the royalmint.tv, you know, I need to see people buy into an idea in order to know, yes, that idea works. I was really gutted that I did it and nobody had bought into it. But then again, you see, nobody wants to be the first person to dance. If you go back to the school disco, that's where I learned that from. Looking around at the school disco and seeing an empty floor. Do you remember those? Right, you go to the school disco and there's an empty floor there. Why is there an empty floor there? Because everybody's too embarrassed. Everybody don't want to be the first one to dance. Don't want people looking at them. I never cared. I'll be the first one to dance. I don't care. I've been up there. I've been the only person on the dance floor many times in my lifetime. I don't care. But now people have started buying into it. And that gives me confidence. That gives me a boost. That gives me, I can't tell you the boost that gave me. Because that means it is, yes, it is now possible to raise between 7 and 10 grand from an outlay of 40 quid. It is possible. I could sell £10,000 worth of shares on something that only cost me 40 quid. And then still give the people that have bought into it a 50 times profit once it's sold. I don't think that should be berated. I think ideas like that should be applauded and commended, even if I say so myself. I mean, come on. How many people work at the Royal Mint? How many? How many work in their legal department? How many work in their technical and admin department? And not one of them, not one of these so educated with degree people, not one of them thought of buying royalmint.tv when they've got their own YouTube channel. Catastrophic mistake. You made a mistake in business and I'm taking advantage of that. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking advantage of someone else's mistake. So I hope this ain't too garbled. I hope this ain't too wishy-washy. I hope you get a little bit of a better understanding of where we are right now. We have lost Kelly. That has happened. Now I have to fight to keep me, Logan and John, and the people that are helping us external to here. Logan will stay until the boat has completely sunk. So will John and so will I. So until then, I'm going to keep going. And yes, I can still give away £250 worth of points today, even though I haven't got the money to pay Kelly, quite simply because if Kelly would accept 250 quid's worth of goods as her wage, or not 250, if she would accept her wages in goods, then I got no problem. But unfortunately, Kelly can't pay her wages in points, and she can't pay her shopping, I mean, in points, and she can't pay for her petrol in goods. She needs her wages, and she's got to go off and find it somewhere else, and I can't fault her for that. But I'm still going to fight. I'm still going to carry on. And you can either you can watch us like a spectator. You can cheer us on. You could actually get in the car with us. Be part of it. If you ain't already, and if you are, well, anyone that's ever invested in us, just take a look back through some of the videos. If you're thinking of investing again, take a look back through some of the videos, do some due diligence, and look at the bloke that you might be investing in. I think I'm a good bet. I'm certainly a better bet than Flyby. They're gone, I'm still here. They didn't fight for their staff, they didn't fight for their business, they took the easy way out. And the people that took the easy way out, they're all getting paid. Staff won't, but they will. There's going to be a lot of vultures go in there, and there's going to be a lot of people make a lot of money now they've gone bust. I'm still here, because I'm a fighter. If you appreciate a fighter, I'm hoping you'll back me. And if you choose not to, well, that's fine. I understand it. We won't fall out. We're only going to fall out if you get involved with any kind of nastiness towards vulnerable people. Then we fall out. All right, so thanks ever so much for taking the time to even watch and listen to my drivel and digressions. Onwards and upwards, as my dad always kept drilling into me. Onwards and upwards, son. Don't look back. Don't worry about what's down there. Onwards, upwards. Focus on that. Thank you.